Hello guys, welcome to Chess Journey. Today we are going to see most aggressive type of opening, which will give development advantage for white in exchange of a pawn. The gambit known as Blackmar-Diemer gambit. In 1881, Armand Blackmar analyzed original Blackmar gambit, which is d4, d5, e4, d cross e4, and f3, where basic idea is black will capture on f3 pawn and knight cross f3 will give development advantage for white. Later, in 1932, Emile Deimar analyzed the gambit up to fourth move, which is d4, d5, e4, knight to f6, knight to c3, d cross e4, f3, e cross f3, knight recaptures. And here also white is having advanced development position on a price of 1 pawn. But on second move, it is not so good for black to wait and play knight to f6 because of e5 move. So generally in Blackmar-Diemer gambit, black will capture the e4 pawn on second move. Then knight to c3, knight f6, f3, e cross f3 and knight cross f3, likewise having similar development advantage for white. So this was brief introduction about Blackmar-Diemer gambit. There are also some transposition in main line. First is white can capture the f3 pawn with queen and transpose into rider gambit. Or after e4 one can play e6, transposing into French defense. Likewise can also play c6, leading to Caro-Kann defense. We will discuss rider gambit, French defense and Caro-Kann defense in different video. Now we will see some of the common response of black side and some tactics for white to maintain the lead and get a win position. First we will see bishop to f5 variation. Here just reply with bishop to d3. If black's bishop moves on this square, then by double movement of bishop in such early stage will give extra move advantage for white. Among this square, placing bishop on g4 is a quite good move for black. But here also by pawn push we can kick back the bishop and later castle on queen side. Otherwise if bishop cross d3, then queen cross d3, and you can see that we are on 7th move and black's only one minor piece is defending the center. And in response white has a center pawn, 2 knight defense, queen on the board, plus ready for castle on next move. Basically having more developed position. Second possibility is c6 Ziegler defense. Then bishop to c4, knight d7 to kick back the bishop on next move and also supporting f6 knight. Sometimes b5 can be played instead of knight to d7, but after bishop back to b3, black left with disturbed pawn structure. Continue with knight to g5 eyeing on f7. Here best move continuation for black is e6 and both can continue with equal game. Or if knight to d5 is played to block the bishop's diagonal, then this line leads to checkmate. The variation followed as knight cross d5, c cross d5, knight cross f7, forking rook and queen. Here if black don't want to give either piece and captures the knight with king, then queen to h5 check, g6, queen cross d5 check, king goes to g7 or e8, then queen to f7 is checkmate. Additionally, black can also go for knight to c6, but this is a total blunder move from black side. That is after d5, knight has to go back, or if knight move on the square, then by pawn push the knight is gone. Best alternative response for black is e6. This will free up the dark square bishop path but also blocks the light square bishop. In this position, black retains the extra pawn, but white still has development advantage, free path for bishop pair and ready for castle on next move. So this was all about introduction to Blackmar-Diemer gambit and some common possible variation and how white can maintain the attacking position. If you are aggressive player, you should try this gambit, and if you are able to maintain the aggression, then the game is all yours. If you want to see more videos like this, then don't forget to like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon. Before leaving, here is a quick puzzle for you. It's white to move and mate. Try to answer this in comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye.